Hi friends, it's time for our math lesson. So today you're going to need a couple of things to help you do our lesson together. The first thing that you're going to need is a baby alligator. So pause the video right now and go and get a baby alligator. Just kidding. I know you don't have a baby alligator at home. If you do have a stuffy that can open its mouth, you could get that. If you don't, it really doesn't matter. You do need a pencil and you're going to need a piece of paper. That's all you need right now. I brought a rubber duck. I tried to find a stuffy that could open its mouth, but all our stuffies have their mouths sewn shut. But here's my rubber duck. You can see his mouth is open. And we're going to practice using his mouth a little bit later in the video. So today we're going to be talking about using place value to compare numbers. Remember, place value is when we think about how many are in the tens place and how many are in the ones place. And that can help us figure out which number is bigger and which number is smaller. So when you're ready, make sure you have a pencil and a piece of paper. And if you want to bring a stuffy today, you can, but you don't have to. So the first thing I want to talk to you about today is some special words that we're going to be using. These are special math words. They're words that we use all the time, but they mean something when we talk about them in math. So when we say greater than, that's the math way of saying more or bigger. So the words greater than mean more or bigger. If you look at this picture, you'll see the first pile of books is greater than the second pile of books, right? Because it's bigger. The other thing we're going to talk about is less than. So less than means smaller or not as much. So let's look at the rocks on the left. The pile of rocks is less than the pile of rocks on the right. Got it? Equal to means the same amount. You know that one already. So these two piles of books are equal to each other. The one on the left is equal to the one on the right. These two piles of towels are equal to each other. They're the same. Okay. Now, in math, we use some special symbols when we talk about greater than and less than. And for some reason, we always talk about an alligator when we use these symbols. That's why I told you to bring a baby alligator, but I was just kidding. So look at these two alligators. You see how their mouths are open? My rubber duck has his mouth open facing this way. I have my mouth open facing this way. And you see how that makes kind of a shape like a triangle. So a shape like a triangle, just like a mouth trying to eat some food. And the way we're going to remember it is like this. The alligator always opens his mouth to eat the bigger number. So when we're comparing two numbers and trying to figure out which one is bigger, remember the alligator is going to open his mouth and try to eat the number that's bigger. This is what it looks like. Look at the number 4 and the number 3. Which one is bigger? That's right, the 4 is bigger. So you see how the alligator is opening his mouth to eat the bigger number, right? His mouth is open facing the 4. I'm not going to use my hands anymore. That's just going to confuse you. The way we read this number sentence is like this. 4 is greater than 3. And the way we write it is like this. Look at these numbers down in the corner. 4 is greater than 3. It's just a little triangle that's trying to eat the number 4. Now look at these two numbers. We've got number 5 and number 8. Which one is smaller? That's right. The number 5 is smaller. So here's how we're going to say it. 5 is less than 8. So remember, the alligator is always trying to eat the bigger number. So he's eating the 8 because it's bigger. But listen to how we're going to read this number sentence. 5 is less than 8. And the little triangle is opening its mouth facing the number 8 because 8 is the bigger number. All right, I'm going to give you a minute now to practice this a little bit. You might want to practice with a grown-up or a cousin or a big brother or sister in your house because this is a little tricky when we first start. So remember the alligator. The less than symbol looks like this. The greater than symbol looks like this. And we already know how to make an equal symbol. It looks like this. You're going to practice writing the symbol for these pairs of words. You're going to practice writing the greater than or the less than symbol, or if the two numbers are the same, you're going to use the equal symbol. So for example, on the first one, I know that I totally made a mistake on that one, friends. Let me escape from here for just a second. Yikes. Here we go. Let me fix that one. Okay, let's try that again. So for example, oops, we all make mistakes. The 5 is smaller than the 8, right? So I'm going to say 5 is less than 8, and I'm going to use the less than symbol to show which one is smaller. I want you to do the same thing on your paper for the other number pairs. Compare these two, and these two, and these two, and these two, and these two. You're going to need to write the numbers on your paper and then decide which symbol to use, greater than, less than, or equal to. So right now, pause the video. Keep it so that you can still see the numbers. Write the numbers on your page. Write in the symbols. And when you're ready, press play again. Okay, if you're back, that means you did your work. So take a look at your page and compare the way you wrote it with the way that I wrote it here. See, I didn't make a mistake on this one. Okay, so you can use your pencil to erase or fix if you made any mistakes. And we're going to practice reading these number sentences aloud together. So the first one says, try to read it with me. The first one says, 5 is less than 8. 4 is greater than 3. 6 is equal to 6. 1 is less than 7. 9 is greater than 4. And 5 is equal to 5. How did you do? If this is still kind of confusing, make sure to ask somebody in your house if they can help you figure this out. They might remember how it works. Or you can always ask them to send me a message so that I can help explain it a little bit better. Because this is new for us. We never talked about this in the classroom before. All right, so now that you learned a little bit about greater than and less than, we're going to watch our first video that talks about how can we compare two numbers using place value. Here we go.
We know that numbers can be greater than, less than, or equal to other numbers. Let's practice comparing numbers based on the value of the digits in each number. Dev is wondering, I had the least amount of tickets, but I want the most. How will I know when I have more tickets than Kate and Emily? Kate now has 43 tickets, and I have 34. Do we both have the same amount? Both numbers have a 3 and a 4 as digits. Let's help Deb compare the numbers 43 and 34. Let's compare 43 and 34 with arrow cards. Both numbers have a 4 and a 3 as a digit. But do these numbers show the same amount? Now let's think about the value of each digit to see who has the most tickets. Let's start by comparing the value of the digits in the tens place. The 4 in 43 shows that we have 4 groups of 10, or 40. And the 3 in 34 shows that we have 3 groups of 10, or 30. 4 groups of 10 is greater than 3 groups of 10. Although the digits in each number are the same, they have a different value based on their place within the number. Kate has 43 tickets and Deb has 34 tickets. When we build 43 and 34 with base 10 blocks, we can see that 43 is greater than 34 because 4 tens is more than 3 tens. I wonder if I have more tickets than Emily. She hasn't won any more games. Emily still has 30 tickets and I have 34 tickets. Both of us have 3 groups of 10, so how do I know who has the most? Both 30 and 34 have 3 groups of 10. So let's compare the value of the digits in the ones place. 30 has 0 ones, and 34 has 4 ones. 0 is less than 4, so 30 is less than 34. When two numbers have the same digit in the tens place, we need to look at the digits in the ones place. Emily has 0 ones, but Deb has 4 ones. 30 is less than 34. Now it's your turn to try. You're going to play the game Roll and Compare. Here's how you play. Player 1 rolls a pair of dice. The first dice tells the number of tens. The second dice tells the number of ones. Write the 2-digit number on the chart and repeat for player 2. Compare the two numbers by circling is less than, is equal to, or is greater than. Player 1 rolls again and the game continues. We can use our knowledge of place value to compare two numbers. Every digit has a value based on its place within a number.
Okay, friends, thanks for watching that. So I want to show you again how to play this game with our dice. Now, you do not have to play this game, but if you would like to, this would be a fun game to play with somebody in your family. I'm going to tell you how it works, and if you want to, you can play it now, or you can play it later, or you can just skip it. So to play this game, you're going to need 2 dice. Remember, last time we played a game with dice, I showed you how you can ask a grown-up in your family to actually get an app on their phone with dice on the app. And in the app, you can select 2 dice, and then you shake it, and then you have 2 dice that you can play with. I'm going to show you how that works on my phone because it's pretty cool. So I have an app on my phone which is called Dice. Really easy. I just looked that up. So I'm going to add 1 and now 1 more. So I have 2 dice on my phone. Can you see those? I'm going to shake it. Let's do a different one.
8.
So I got one of them has a 2 and one of them has a 6. I'm going to write that as a 2-digit number, 26. Now my partner, who might be a grown-up in my house, or maybe my cousin who's playing with me, now it's their turn. And they're going to take the app and they're going to shake it.
8.
And they have I want a different one.
8.
And they got a different number. So they're going to write the number 53. Now we're going to take those 2 numbers and compare them, decide which one is bigger and which one is smaller, and practice using the greater than and less than symbols to compare the 2 numbers. You don't have to play this game, but if you have some time and somebody to play with, give it a try and let me know if it's fun, if you like doing it. This would be a fun game for us to play together in the classroom one day. Okay, when we're done with our game, that's just showing you how it might look on your app. We're going to watch another video with a place value song. Now that we've been thinking about place value for a little while, it'll help us to watch the alligator showing us how he makes a choice between which one is bigger and which one is smaller. And when we're done with this one, it's going to be your turn to go and practice by yourself in Seesaw. So here we go, comparing numbers with the Number Rock alligator.
that's worth more. He looks at the place values from left to right. It's the greatest tens place, so he takes a big bite. The hungry alligator eats the number that is greater. The number that is least is never part of his species. 55 and 32. The gator needs to eat the one with the greater value. He looks at the place values from left to right. 5's the greatest tens place, so he takes a big bite. The hungry alligator eats the number that is greater. The number that is least is never part of his species. 45 and 49. The gator needs the greater value on the number line. He looks at the place values from left to right. 9's the greatest ones place, so he takes a big bite. The hungry alligator eats the number that is greater. The number that is least is never part of his species. Now the numbers are the same on both sides. The gator wants to eat, but he can't decide. Neither is greater or less. It's a perfect tie, so the alligator writes an equal sign. The hungry alligator eats the number that is greater. The number that is least is never part of his species. The hungry alligator eats the number that is greater. The number that is least is never part of his species.
Hi there. I'm an alligator, so let's keep this snappy. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you that the greater than symbol goes from big to small, and it's called the greater than symbol. The less than symbol goes from small to big, and it's called the less than symbol. The larger number always goes on the open side of the angle. For example, this reads as 50 is greater than 10, and this is read as 10 is less than 50.
Visit Numberrock.com for exclusive content, lesson materials, and more. Thanks for watching.
That was a fun song. I hope you like seeing the alligator eating his different numbers. All right, friends. So now it's going to be your turn to try this out on Seesaw. So today, when you go to Seesaw, you're going to practice using our friendly alligator to show which number is greater than and which number is less than. When you click on the Seesaw activity, you'll see a worksheet that looks like this and some alligators that you can grab and move into the box to show me which one is greater than and which one is less than. On the second page, you get to practice writing the symbols greater than and less than. Thanks for watching all these interesting things today. I know it's a lot of new information. I'm excited to see what you do on Seesaw. And like always, please tell me if you have any questions about how all of this works. There's also at the bottom of the video, down in the description, you'll find a quick mindfulness video. If you're feeling a little stressed out after all that math, make sure to take some deep breaths with our friend Miss Fatima. Just like that. Okay, friends, I'll see you tomorrow.